Good evening and welcome to the 92nd Annual Gala and Citizen of the Year celebration. I'm Kate Lesko, President and CEO of the Greater Nashua Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining us tonight as we come together as a community to celebrate this year's Citizens of the Year. With much gratitude, I would like to start the evening by thanking our incredible sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Citizens Bank, our Citizen of the Year sponsor, Service Credit Union, our supporting sponsors, Enterprise Bank, supporting the VIP pre-party, Eversource, supporting the past Citizens of the Year parade, Pearl Marketing, supporting the Citizen of the Year interview, Oracle, supporting the toast of our Citizens of the Year, and St. Mary's Bank, supporting the VIP virtual goodie bags. And our contributing sponsors, Bank of America, Bellwether Community Credit Union, Fidelity Investments, Law Logistics, Nashua Wallpaper, and our production sponsor, TS Event Productions, without whom we wouldn't be here tonight. I'm so happy that we can reach so many people this year with our first ever virtual gala. I look forward to an exciting evening with all of you, plus lots of fun, connection, and celebration of our honorees, Bill Barry and Helen Honorow. But first, let's reflect a little on the year that was. Who knew that when 2020 began, that by fall we would all be used to a new normal, or what social distancing means, contactless delivery, or that we would be displaying our personality through and complimenting each other on our masks. We didn't know what was about to unfold back in March, but as we've learned lessons about how to stay safe during this pandemic, we've also learned so much more. We've learned that we need each other. We are resilient, strong, and we're here for each other. The Chamber has worked hard through this time, and we will continue to work hard to be a resource for our members and the community at large, to provide timely and important information, connections, education, and to be an advocate for all of you. Greater Nashua has a vibrant business community focused on innovation, entrepreneurship, sustainability, and leadership. As we enter the second week of October and look forward to whatever the next normal might be, we do so knowing that we are strong. Our Greater Nashua community is strong and we will persevere together. Some of that strength comes from partnerships like the one we have with this year's presenting sponsor, Citizens Bank, without whom tonight would not be possible.
So good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Corelli, president of Citizens Bank. I'm so honored to be here with all of you as we celebrate the 2020 Citizen of the Year honorees. You know, at Citizens Bank, our colleagues take very personally the amount of time, energy, and investment they place in our communities. Every day, you'll find our colleagues out working with community organizations, teaching financial literacy, helping to stamp out hunger, and supporting our communities. Just last year alone, over 144,000 hours were invested by our colleagues in community organizations. We're going to show a short video to exemplify their great efforts in our communities.
This is our community, and we have a responsibility to take care of it, because great communities are made up of good citizens. At Citizens Bank, we volunteer our time to make a difference. We fill empty bowls. We clean up and restore parks and beaches. We help feed hungry families. We give organizations the manpower they need. We teach fellow citizens about managing money. We welcome veterans home. Because we don't just work in your community, we live here too. And at the end of each day, we're all just good citizens helping citizens.
Thank you, Joe and Citizens Bank. For 2020, our annual Gala and Citizen of the Year celebration is different. We're still celebrating, but like for many this year, celebrations are unlike those of the past. However, it is in times like these that new traditions bloom and opportunities are presented to explore other possibilities. While exploring this new virtual way of celebrating, and without the chance for hugs and even high fives, we felt it was important to find a unique and special way to honor our Citizens of the Year. We asked Bill and Helen to select a local nonprofit for whom we would conduct a fundraising campaign tied to the gala. They selected Gateways Community Services. Gateways Community Services is a private nonprofit corporation created in 1981 to establish and maintain programs and services which promote growth and independence for individuals with developmental disabilities. Gateways delivers services for approximately 3,000 individuals with disabilities, families coping with autism, and seniors in need of care. The impact of Gateways is felt throughout the Nashua region by so many individuals and their families. Your support of their programs will make a difference and will be a wonderful expression of your appreciation for Bill and Helen and the work that they do for all of us. Over the course of the past week and a half and through the event tonight, we'll be asking you to consider a donation to Gateways in honor of Bill and Helen. If you go online to gatewayescs.org/donate, be sure to select in honor of Helen Honorow and Bill Barry in the drop-down menu. Thanks to everyone who has generously donated thus far. Please continue to donate and share on your social media channels. At the end of our event, we'll share updated totals, and we'll leave the campaign up for about a week following tonight's event too, should you want to donate after this evening. The honor of being chosen as Citizen of the Year is not one that fades away the next day or even the next year. It is recognition and achievements and contributions that each honoree carry for their lifetime and that will live on as part of their legacy. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce the Chair of the Chamber's Board of Directors, Betsy Levake, who will share some insight into the Chamber's past Citizens of the Year. Betsy?
Thank you, Kate. I'm honored to serve as the chair of the board for the Chamber, as it serves such an important organization for our local businesses and the community. Thanks to all who have come together to support the Chamber and support this celebratory evening. Since 1945, the Chamber has been naming someone as Citizen of the Year. These have been people from all walks of life who have done extraordinary things for the greater Nashua community. Most often, an individual has been named. Now, for the third time, a couple has been named Citizens of the Year. Greater Nashua is filled with so many people of integrity who are volunteers, advocates, organizers, caregivers, entrepreneurs, and leaders. Those who attend to a cause or help other people in need. Many of them do this work very quietly without needing recognition or acknowledgement. They do it out of a desire to make other people's lives and the community better. These individuals and their work are something to celebrate, cherish, and for which to be grateful. Before we move to the parade of past Citizens of the Year, we would like to take a moment to remember a past Citizen of the Year who passed away on November 9, 2019, Marion Savage. Marion was named Citizen of the Year with her husband, Al, in 1981, the first couple to receive the honor. Please join me in a moment of silence in Marion's honor. Thank you. Now, with our virtual past Citizens of the Year parade, sponsored by Eversource, we will acknowledge all that they gave and continue to give to our community.
Thank you for joining us tonight, Betsy, and I hope you all enjoyed that little stroll down memory lane. The Greater Nashua Chamber of Commerce former Citizens of the Year represent dedication to the community, years in the business and nonprofit community, and are true role models we can all learn from and aspire to. Service Credit Union, our Citizen of the Year sponsor, asked me to share their statement of support for our Citizens of the Year. Service Credit Union is proud to be a sponsor of the Greater Nashua Chamber of Commerce's Citizen of the Year Award. Helen Honorow and Bill Barry are truly deserving of this award, and we have the utmost admiration for all they give of themselves for the community. Their mission very much aligns with our own, which is to support the communities we serve, and we're grateful to them for helping make a difference to the people of Nashua. Without further ado, please join us in congratulating the Greater Nashua Chamber of Commerce's Citizen of the Year Award for 2020, Helen and Bill. Helen and Bill have so many people who value and respect them in Greater Nashua. We recently got a little more insight for you. You might see some familiar faces.
Bill and Helen, congratulations on the wonderful award of Citizen of the Year. I cannot think of more deserving couple than the two of you. Helen, it seems just like yesterday when I first met you as a member of the Front Door Agency, back as the Nashua Pastoral Care Center, and you were serving on our board of directors. Even back then, I was truly in awe of everything that you could accomplish and do. I was just amazed at how you fit everything in 24 hours in a day. From having your 2 young children to an inspiring attorney and doing all of your community support is just truly remarkable of everything that you do. And for Bill, the two of you together, the 4 things that I'm just am so in awe over is your dedication, your passion, and commitment to your faith, family, friends, and community. Just how you all come together as a family, incorporating your kids in everything that you do is just truly remarkable. I really, truly cannot think of any other couple that is so involved as the two of you in our community. So I just want to thank you both for all the support that you give to the community. I am truly amazed at everything that you do, and I want to thank you and congratulate you once again. It's been a pleasure knowing you, and congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Sister Paula Marie Bewley, and I have the privilege of serving as the president of Riviera University. One of the hallmarks of the city of Nashua is the opportunity for board leadership, and Bill and Helen represent the best of that leadership. For Bill, service among others on the Riviera University board. And for Helen, I have the real privilege of serving with her on the Silverstone Living Board. They both have unique qualities, but very consistently, their gifts include listening, summarizing, and asking the right question at the right time. To Bill and Helen, your contributions to Nashua run long and they run deep. Let me extend on behalf of Riviera our thanks, our appreciation for your commitment to education, philanthropy, service, and for making the Gate City one that all of us can strive and excel. Bill and Helen, underlying your service, I find your deep commitment to education at every level. And so for your contributions, Helen, to the New Hampshire State Board of Education, and Bill to Rotary and to Riviera University, thank you for helping us live our missions and for making Nashua a better place.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Brian Law, president of Law Family Companies and Law Logistics. I've known Helen and Bill since the mid-90s. Bill and I are legacy members of the Nashua Rotary Club, and Helen's a member of Rotary West. I also know them because our kids grew up here in Nashua and all went to the same public schools and involved in PTO. It's an example of how Helen and Bill are involved at all the different levels of our community. It's people like Helen and Bill who don't stand by for others to do the work, but they get involved themselves, not just as members, but they get involved at all levels of an organization, which is why I think they deserve to be Citizen of the Year together.
I'm John Spiro-Savet. I'm the rabbi who serves Temple Beth Abraham, which is the center for the Jewish community in the greater Nashua and surrounding area. Helen and Bill were some of the first people I met even while I was interviewing for this job. When I flew up from Georgia to spend a weekend here, Helen was part of the search committee, and then when I was in my transition and they were working on how to teach me about the community and the job, Helen was a part of that. And for a long time, while I still felt new, if there was even a meeting about formal things, she would be the one to loop it back and say, Rabbi, how can we help you? How can we make it possible for you to do this thing or lead us in this thing which you are proposing? And it was pretty clear from the beginning that they were just woven into so many aspects of the life of our congregation. I think about Bill and Helen as leaders in the overall community, and I think about them also as role models for me as a parent. There's so many levels that they are engaged in the community. They have official public service, whether it's been the police commission and education. They have the many nonprofits that they are involved in and specific new projects that they take on. And there are also people who are available individually for the kind of help that no one will ever know about, the people you can approach if somebody has a need, and often just for wisdom. You have no idea how many times, whether it's our board of directors or just myself and a couple people thinking about something, and we get stumped, and we say, let's ask Helen, or let's ask Bill. I think that I'm amazed at their ability to be genuine and wise and committed people with all the commitments that they have. And commitment is a word that we sometimes use to refer to the things that keep us busy. But with Bill and Helen, it's commitments. It's things they are committed to. You never have the sense that if they've decided to add something, that it's anything other than something they really feel passionate and that is necessary for them. And they never give you the feeling that they're too busy to talk to you about something if you need their advice. As a parent of kids who are younger than their kids, I look at them, I've seen them with Ari and with Will, how they have built a family with family traditions, how they've included a whole community around their kids, and it's the kind of thing I want to do for my kids. And if you look at what they're doing, if you look how Will is becoming a teacher, how Ari is becoming a doctor, out of kind of value commitments that they learned at home, this is a very special legacy. And to be people who can weave those many levels of their personal impact on people, their impact as parents, being in the community they're embedded on, and the public work they do, it's quite a combination. I had the opportunity, I don't know, a couple of years ago, a year or two ago, to speak in honor of Bill at his Rotary Club. And one of the things I remember writing at that time is Bill will give you advice sometimes that you don't realize you needed and maybe you didn't ask for. I'm not really sure that this happens a whole lot, but I do remember that after we had been here for just a little bit of time and my daughter was maybe 8 years old, he told her that she should learn to play baseball because having the skill of playing baseball and being able to talk about it was something that boys would like. And one of the things that Helen is very known for are her hors d'oeuvres. And there's a particular, I believe it's a kind of chicken wonton kind of hors d'oeuvre that she makes that if people don't have that over a period of time who've had it once, they really long for that. It's something that my kids talk about actually all the time from being over at the Barry Honorow home. On behalf of Beth Abraham and our whole community, I want to say to Helen and to Bill, Mazel Tov, congratulations on this well-deserved honor.
Hello, I'm Senator Maggie Hassan. Congratulations to Helen Honorow and Bill Barry for being named the Nashua Chamber of Commerce's 2020 Citizens of the Year. Helen and Bill have made immense contributions to Nashua, and I've seen firsthand their commitment to our entire state. During my time as governor, I was proud to reappoint Helen to the New Hampshire Board of Education, which she continues to serve on today, in addition to her roles on various boards and community organizations. And as the president of the Nashua Rotary Club, as well as a member of a number of additional volunteer organizations, Bill helps lead efforts to provide philanthropic support and improve the lives of our fellow Granite Staters. One of my favorite things about New Hampshire is the all-hands-on-deck spirit of our citizens, where we all come together and help out in any way that we can. Helen and Bill, You exemplify that spirit, and you are well deserving of this honor. Thank you again to the Nashua Chamber of Commerce for all that you do to build a stronger New Hampshire. Stay safe and enjoy this celebration.
And now I have the pleasure of introducing our 2019 Citizen of the Year, Morgan Hollis. Morgan?
Last year, I had the distinct pleasure of receiving this wonderful honor. At the time I received it, it was a humbling experience, particularly given the long list of names of citizens who have contributed mightily to Nashua's growth, achievement, and a better place to live. This year, it is my distinct pleasure and privilege to be able to recognize two people who embody those very words: commitment, recognition, leadership, honor, and all things that make a Citizen of the Year. As you know, and as every Citizen of the Year will tell you, no one undertakes any activities, any leadership roles, or any efforts at organizing anything in this community with the thought of receiving any type of recognition now or in the future. It is particularly appropriate that I get the opportunity to introduce to you the two honorees this year for Citizen of the Year. I have known Bill and Helen for a long time. Helen Honorow and Bill Barry are first-class citizens. I've known them. Bill started out working in my law office as a young professional. I actually attended Helen and Bill's wedding out in Chicago, and as I say, I've known nothing but first class and first quality from these people. We can only hope to aspire to their ideals and efforts in making Greater Nashua a better place to live. It is my distinct pleasure to recognize and name Helen Honorow and Bill Barry as Greater Nashua's Citizens of the Year of this year, 2020.
So all the feedback that we've heard is such a great indication of what incredible people Bill and Helen are. This next segment, sponsored by Pearl Marketing, is what you've all been waiting for. It's our time to hear directly from our Citizens of the Year, Bill Barry and Helen Honorow. Welcome, Bill and Helen.
Thank you.
I want to say once again, and I know I've said it before, how happy the Chamber is to be able to recognize the two of you as our Citizens of the Year this year. Throughout our conversations with community leaders, it has been reinforced repeatedly how much the two of you are truly deserving of this award. You're quiet leaders who listen to others empathetically and with compassion. You've done such incredible work over the past few decades. It really is astounding. So, to start with, what were your initial thoughts when you found out that you were this year's Citizens of the Year?
Anybody who knows Bill knows that he's a jokester. So when he came into my office and said, guess what? We're citizens. Oh, come on. That cannot be true. Really? And when he did convince me that it was really true, I was overwhelmingly honored and humbled to be amongst those who have been Citizens of the Year. It's an incredible group of people, and it's truly an incredible honor. I'm overwhelmed by the award and truly, truly humbled.
We actually started laughing, one of those nervous laughs, like, you gotta be kidding me. We're in the group of the past recipients. I'm a Nashua native, and for years and years and years and years, these icons and giants of the community have accepted this award, and we looked at each other and said, it's incredible, so thank you.
Absolutely, you're welcome. So many people have talked about how impressive it is, the number of hours you've donated to so many organizations while running a business, for many years raising a family. What's your secret? How did you do all of that?
Can't tell you the secret, no. Without a partner who is incredibly supportive and understands, one, what it's like to be a lawyer, and was committed to raising our kids as partners. We absolutely could not have done that without it. I think also Bill is incredibly committed to the community, that he takes that Nashua native very seriously and has always worked to better the community. I am not a native. I've only lived here for 32 years, so I'm barely, I've just barely unpacked my bags. But it has been an incredible opportunity to raise our kids in this community and be part of a community that really appreciates the responsibility that all of us have to care for one another. And our kids are incredible also in that they were very supportive of all the activities that we were involved with, and whether they were holding a sign or stamping envelopes or going to a fundraising event, they truly understood why we were doing it. But there is no other way to do it than without a partner who supports that 100%.
And there's a synergy between the two of us. If you get one, you get two behind the scenes, and you just do what you need to do. My attitude, our attitude is that you can get a lot accomplished when you don't care who gets the credit. And one thing I'd like to say is our staff is very supportive. My legal assistant of 21 years, Susan Nutting, our paralegal of 15 years, Kathy McPhee, and Helen's legal assistant of 11 years, Gail Capuccio, have been there right with us, helping us out, because you can't all do it yourself. And they've been tremendously supportive in business and our charitable activities also.
Well, and I feel like it has to, the culture of your firm has to sort of embody that because it's so important to you. Have you seen it in your kids? Have you seen them carrying forth with these sorts of do-good activities?
Yes.
I keep answering first, so I want to give you a chance.
Through Will, my son started being a player for the Pride Plus Special Olympics when he was 12 years old, and took that right through high school and then into college. My daughter Ariel coached Special Olympics swimming.
She's also, she's in medical school now and has, even though that is an all-consuming kind of educational experience, she has been involved in clinics, in special interest groups to try and help the community understand health and what opportunities there are available. She absolutely has done that through college and now is continuing it in medical school. And Will's a teacher. He's a first-year teacher, Zooming, and doing some hybrid also in New York City at a public charter. And he has taken, all through college, he had leadership roles in different kinds of social service organizations, and they've both taken that with me. It's an incredible source of pride.
Fantastic. And I'm sure that'll continue to multiply through them as well. That's
Hope
great.
so.
So I'm sure you can't pick a favorite, but is there maybe a memorable moment through the years of an organization that you were involved with, or an event that happened, or something that sort of jumps out at you as one of those times when it just felt really good, warmed your heart?
So when I came back to town to practice law in 1986, my mother was involved in the Nashua Soup Kitchen, and I ended up on the board in 1987. The first meeting we were at, and this was when it was brand new. They were hand to mouth. They would pray for food for the next day's meal. I got on the board. We started professionalizing the board, got into fundraising, eventually became the president. Two things, because of my law background, merged the Nashua Soup Kitchen with the Nashua Shelter and became the organization it was in, hired a professional executive director, and it's just taken off since. My last meeting, I took my daughter Ariel at age maybe 2 months old to the meeting because Helen had another meeting. So that's one. Secondly, I had the great honor to win the gold medal as a coach for Special Olympics basketball with Pride Plus, and the self-confidence and beaming that it gave the players to participate.
That's great. Helen, how about you?
I have had the privilege of being the chair of our Community Projects Committee within Rotary. Rotary does incredible work both in our community and internationally. What the Community Projects Committee does are different special projects to take care of different groups in our community. And when for our Rotary's anniversary, we took 100 tags to buy holiday gifts for versus the usual number that we do. And we don't have 100 members in our club. And when the club rose to the occasion and filled all of those, and our office was filled with bicycles, and I mean, it looked like Santa's workshop, it really did. But to see people in our community rise to the occasion, many of the Rotarians, when they take a tag to buy gifts at the holidays, they bring their children with them. They involve their spouses or partners to make it a family event. And whether it is partnering with the school system to get hats and mittens, for all our club does that, to make sure that every kid has hats and mittens so they can get out there for recess, whether it is buying those gifts or raising the money to give out $40,000 every year has just been an enormous source of pride. And being able to hear from those agencies. Each year we do a special program at Rotary to hear from the agencies what they are going to do, and to understand that we can partner in that way, because we can't be in all those places, but we can be a community partner. And that has really been incredibly satisfying for me.
Well, these are just a couple snippets, right? I'm sure there are lots and lots of more opportunities that you've had to make those impacts. So
Lots
I'm curious.
of privilege.
Yeah,
Really.
we're all very, very lucky to have you. So I'm curious, what do you love most about Greater Nashua? What is it that, I mean, obviously native, but you've been here long enough, but what are the things that are your favorites?
It's home. It's home, and people treat you like a neighbor everywhere you go. It's a safe community. We have outstanding city government. We have safe neighborhoods. We have compassionate people that care about each other. We're a real community, and always have been.
I said Bill's a jokester. When I was living in Washington, D.C., when he called me to tell me the first time Nashua had been voted the greatest place to live in America, I'm like, click. But and then I moved here, and it's really true. Not only is it located so close to other places, to the, we're hikers, we love to be outdoors, you can get to the mountains, you can get to the ocean, you can get to Boston. That's why people say Nashua is such a great place, but what I really think is that Nashua is such a great place because of the people who live here, the commitment to our public education, to those who are in need and need some support. Our system of social services in Nashua is extraordinary. The continuum of care that's available is great. When my kids who have graduated from college and are living in more big cities than here, listening to them talk about what a great place it is to grow up in Nashua, they mean it. And I feel very lucky to have raised my children here and for them to be able to call it home. Chicago's still home, that's where my family lives, but Nashua is an incredible place to live, to do business, to raise a family.
Well, and I've felt it, right? I've been with the Chamber just since shortly after the first of the year, but having worked statewide for a long time, I sort of knew Greater Nashua from a higher level, but really getting involved, it is amazing. I mean, the sense of community and the closeness of people and the desire to advance the greater good, it's been very impressive. So I'm curious, right, we talked a little bit about your giving back and inspiring your children, but who inspires you? Where did this come from for both of you?
Okay, thank you. I'd say a few places. I was raised by an extraordinary mother, who did a lot of the raising on her own. My parents are Holocaust survivors, and the sense of great gratitude for life and health and being able to wake up every day and do something that matters with your time was ingrained very early on. Religious tradition, I'm Jewish, and Judaism is tikkun olam, which means to repair the world. And I take that very seriously as a personal obligation, as an obligation to within my community, to repair the world and to pursue justice, which would bring us to the late and great Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who was a model as a lawyer, a woman attorney, and someone who never forgot what it was like to have a door slammed in your face, to not be able to do the kind of work you wanted to do, but she figured out a way. And her constant pursuit of justice for those who did not have a voice and did not have the resources or ability to pursue what they needed in their lives. She's an incredible role model, and I could only hope to do a fraction of the kind of pursuit of justice that she has done.
Mm-hmm.
So my father and mother. My father was very humble, honest, non-judgmental individual. And from a very early age, I could remember people coming to the house in an anguished state, and kids would be shuttled to a different part of the house. Half hour later, the person would leave looking relieved, whether it was in person or over the phone. He was always there for people, giving back. And then my mother was just a ball of energy. She was the type that would be cleaning up from the meal before, in the afternoon for the family coming in later. In her later life, she was a school teacher, and she was very committed to that with the children. And when she stopped teaching, she joined a myriad of organizations, the Soup Kitchen, ADK, League of Women Voters, and she was always doing something. And she actually brought me into philanthropy, because I can remember I was probably about 10 years old, and we were delivering a food basket in a Myrtle Street, which is now was torn down, urban renewal, up a narrow set of stairs, very steep, bringing the basket in and opened the door, and that smell of poverty, just something I'll never forget. She walked in, I carried the basket, a basket, and then she started talking with the people. It's Christmas Eve. What do you remember about Christmas gone by? Like it was a normal conversation. Again, non-judgmental. So she showed me you can do charity and you can bring kindness, and you can do both for the better good.
That's amazing. I love hearing those stories. So one of my favorite parts is getting to know the people side, right? So we've talked a lot about the work that you've done in the communities, but what do you do for fun? Helen, I actually heard from someone else that you cook. You're known for your food.
I do love to cook. I like to bake, especially cheesecakes. And one of the things that we've been fortunate enough to be able to do is, not so much in COVID, but pre-COVID, is be able to entertain in our home and help people feel comfortable in our home. Nothing makes me happier for the holidays when we'd have 100 people in our backyard in a tent. We didn't do that this year. I love it. So I do love to cook. Took a couple classes online during COVID, but yes, that is something I like to do, and I think we like to do it together, and our kids have grown up liking to do that together too.
Well, you talked about hiking. You enjoy going hiking. How else do you spend your free time?
Politics, outside activities,
Yep.
hiking to the mountains, to the ocean, exploring the cities. We both have a curiosity to just see things. experience things, because first of all, we got a great state, that there's so many unique areas you could go and see. We're close to cities, we're close to the seacoast, and just like being busy, not couch potatoes.
Yeah.
Although I will watch an afternoon of football or an evening of sports. Sports Center, as Helen says to me, how can you keep watching the same thing over and over again? So there is the downtime, but more of the uptime.
Sounds like a good balance. Yeah. So what's on your bucket list? Either, charitably, professionally, personally, what's left that you still want to accomplish or impact?
I want to do all the national parks,
Okay.
and I'd like to touch every state. So
That's
those
on
are
my
two
list
things.
too. I'm a little over halfway, but a ways to go.
So Bill's birthday was last month, and I got him a book that never showed up, but it's called The Bucket List of National Parks. So doesn't that work out well, where we're sort of national park fiends? We love them. We'd love to see them all. That's going to take a while, but we'd love to do that. We like to travel, and I'd like to continue to travel. We had the good fortune of going to New Zealand and Australia because our son was studying there for a semester, and so we'd like to do some more traveling when we can. From a philanthropic point of view, gee, I'd love to be a millionaire, zillionaire, and be able to give lots and lots of money away, but I just think there are so many ways to engage people, and I'd like to continue to be able to work in the area of education. I've been on the State Board of Education for a number of years, and public education was a great equalizer for me. It certainly how our family was able to achieve and be able to get that portion of the American dream that should be available for everyone. I'd like to continue to do things to support public education and help our community to be an even better. We have a great public school system in Nashua. I'd like it to be even better and have more opportunities for every child to succeed. That would be my dream.
Excellent. Anything else on the list for you, Bill, other than reading the book that's lost in the mail for now?
It's that next organization that calls up and they need help, and you don't want to say no, but you want to say no. Not sure. Just keep doing what we're doing and keep helping out, helping people, and we got a wonderful social service network in Nashua. Best we can do.
Yep, that's great.
I forgot one thing.
Sure.
I'm now on the Nashua Housing and Redevelopment Authority, and I think there are incredible opportunities there that go along with my hope that we can get all students who need assistance in education, that a stable, affordable housing, safe for everyone, helps our economy and helps all the people who live in our city feel so much a part of that city, and I'm really hoping that I can do some more there.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. So I want to give the two of you an opportunity to address the audience. So if there's something you want to say to your nominator, to everyone who's joining us tonight, I want to give you this opportunity to do that.
You want to go first?
Go
Okay.
right ahead.
I am enormously grateful, honored, and privileged to be the recipient of this award. When I was a pretty new associate at Hamblin Kerrigan, Joe Kerrigan, who was the senior partner, founding partner there, received the award. I could never imagine, at that time being in the same sentence, let alone the same award. I am so grateful for our community, that our friends, our children, those people who don't run away when we come up to you, knowing that we're probably going to ask you for some money for some activity or another. And I am so grateful to be a resident of Nashua, New Hampshire. I am so glad to be in the state of New Hampshire, and really thank my family of origin and those who've become our family of choice, and certainly Bill's family, for the support. We couldn't have done it, any of it, without you, and to fabulous kids who I am grateful for every single day. And really, if I could sum up one word, it's gratitude. I am so grateful for the privileges that we've received, and this is just certainly icing on the cake.
Briefly, I'd like to thank the Chamber, thank the board who gave us this great honor, and I'm deeply humbled to be included in the group of individuals that came before us.
So is there anything else you'd like to share?
Yes. In 1975, I was a junior in high school, and President Gerald Ford came to Nashua to address the Chamber at the Citizen of the Year Award. He stayed at the Giederman House on the corner of Concord Street and Swat Terrace, and my grandparents, Frank and Leona Collins, who owned Collins Flowers, along with my uncle Bud Collins, were going to the Chamber. Because President Ford was staying on Swat Terrace, we got special pins to go down to see my grandparents, and went down to see them after the Chamber event. And my grandfather said, you know, Bill, there's two things you need to do if you're going to be a businessman in Nashua. One, join the Nashua Chamber of Commerce, and two, be so fortunate and lucky to become a member of the Rotary Club of Nashua. And I've done both ever since I've been back. So I'd like to thank the Chamber.
That's fantastic. He's a wise man.
Yes.
It's solid advice.
Thank you. Thank you both. We're so glad you were able to join us this evening. Congratulations again. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So before we let you go celebrate, with our thanks to Oracle for their support, we want to have a little celebratory toast. Everyone watching from home, this is the time to grab your beverage of choice, raise your glasses, and join me in a celebratory toast to our Citizens of the Year, Bill and Helen. Cheers to your success, all that you have accomplished, all those you have positively impacted. You're such a gift to Greater Nashua. We thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your service. Cheers.
Cheers.
Fine. That's the best sparkling apple juice I've ever had.
On behalf of all of our colleagues at Citizens Bank, I'm honored to be here this evening as we celebrate Bill Barry and Helen Honorow as the 2020 Citizens of the Year. You know, these are challenging times for all of us individually and collectively, and it's inspiring to hear stories about how Bill and Helen have invested their time, energy, and talents across so many human services organizations and nonprofit agencies doing great work in our communities. Congratulations, Bill and Helen. You're an inspiration to all of us. Thank you.
On behalf of St. Mary's Bank, I would like to congratulate you, Helen and Bill, on your years of community service in this well-deserved recognition as co-Citizens of the Year.
I want to congratulate Bill and Helen on being selected as Citizens of the Year. This is an honor that is well-deserved. You've done so much for Nashua, each one of you, and for the state of New Hampshire over such a long period of time. We've known each other for so many years. Congratulations to Bill and to Helen.
Wow, what a wonderful evening we've had celebrating our Citizens of the Year, and what a generous group you all are. Thank you for your contributions tonight to Gateways. Here's our current total amount donated to Gateways thus far. And now I want to introduce Sandy Pelletier, the President and CEO of Gateways, to give brief remarks. Sandy.
Good evening, and thank you for having us tonight. Kate, I really appreciate all of the great work that the Greater Nashua Chamber of Commerce does for our community, and I'm so honored to be here this evening to celebrate the Nashua Citizens of the Year, Helen Honorow and Bill Barry. Both Helen and Bill have been active members in the Gateways Community Services. First, let me tell you a little bit about Gateways. Gateways is a local Greater Nashua nonprofit that serves over 3,000 individuals annually every year. We serve individuals with developmental disabilities, children and adults with autism, and elders in need of long-term care. We are so grateful that Attorney Helen Honorow and Bill Barry named Gateways Community Services as the recipients for the fundraising dollars that are being received by this incredible event this evening. Helen and Bill are amazing community citizens, and we have been so fortunate to have them by our side. Helen is a longtime board member of Gateways, is currently serving as our board secretary. And Bill, even Ari and Will have been volunteers supporting individuals with disabilities in our community for a number of years to lead meaningful lives. On behalf of Gateways, our board of directors, our staff, and the individuals we serve, we are so grateful to these wonderful individuals who have added incredible value to the lives of the people that we support. Helen and Bill, you are amazing, and you're a tribute to our community, and we are so fortunate to have you as part of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandy. And remember, everyone, we'll leave the Gateways fundraising campaign up for about another week following tonight, should you choose to contribute later. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us this evening. Hearing about the impact Bill and Helen have had on our community is so inspiring. Thanks again to all of our sponsors this evening, especially Citizens Bank for being our presenting sponsor, and TS Event Productions who did all of the video work. If not for the generous support of all of our sponsors, tonight would not have been possible. And thank you for joining us to celebrate this evening. Our chamber would not be the same without all of you involved either. Stay safe, stay healthy, and remember that the Greater Nashua Chamber of Commerce is here for you. Good night.